Morning, everybody. It is 8:38 this morning, and it is Thursday. And because it's Thursday, besides the multitude of numbers that we have, it's also Claims Day. Initial claims came in at 227,000 versus expectations of 235. Last week's was revised to 234. Continuing claims 10th week in a row, 1.864 million, so solidly above that 1.8. Import prices came in at up 1% versus expectations of a negative number. Year over year, import prices came in at 1.6 up versus an expectation of 1.5. Export prices came in at up 0.7%. Expectation was for a flat number, a zero. And the export prices was a runaway number on the year over year basis, 1.4% versus an expectation of up 0.1, so a big gain there. Retail sales up 1%. Expectation was for up 0.3%. Europe and Asia both higher. The stocks were higher to start. At 7:30, the Dow was up 114. That was made up primarily of John Deere and Walmart on the earnings. Currently, they're up about 265. Nasdaq was up 51. It's currently up 151. And the S&P, which was up 10, is now up about 35. So all of those numbers, now 42, I'm sorry. All of those numbers got better. So made it good news is good news, I guess. The chart on the screen is the silver. As you can see, it's up almost $1 coming out of this consolidation. I drew a little downtrend line here. We're solidly, well, slightly above it. As I mentioned at the end of last week, beginning of this week, we were seeing a cross to the upside, which has happened, and we'll have to see, how we start to run back towards the supply in here at 28.5 to 29 and a quarter. So we'll have to see how that goes. We had earnings from Cisco last night. They beat on revenues. They guided above consensus with revenues in line. Fiscal year 25 in line, and strong, steady customer demand. Announced a restructuring plan for a change and to recognize tax charges of $1 billion for severance and other costs. So, let's fire a bunch of people and maybe the stock will go up. The stock is up. It's also one of the Dow stocks. 48.11, that's up 267 or 6%. Walmart 73.08 on their beat, up 434 or 6.4%. Ulta, Warren Buffett takes a position. The stock is 370, up 41 or 12%. Nike, a new position by Bill Ackman at Pershing Square, 81.80, up 328. JD, the retailer from China, also beat. The stock is 26.78. That's up 87 cents. As I mentioned, Deere is 335, up $3 and change, or 1.1 on their beat, and beat on revenue and good guidance. And Alibaba beat but missed on revenues, and their stock is 76.52. That's down almost $3, and that's 3.7%. As far as the rest of these Dow stocks, we have Amazon up almost 3%. We have Cisco now 49.23. That's up 8%, even though it's a $50 stock as opposed to the higher priced, higher leveraged names. Still, 8.3% is a chunk. And we have the Walmart up 8.2%, $74.30. So Nike also up 5% on that on that Ackman position. So, we're pretty heavily represented. And as I said, the silver is substantially higher now, up, the same 98 cents. As far as the rest of the futures markets, we have basically unchanged grains, up 75 cents. Oil on the economic numbers, heating oil up 6.5%, gasoline up 2 cents, nat gas basically unchanged, the gold up 18, the silver now up $1.02. The dollar is up 42 cents on increased bond yields. The bonds are down 1.25, 1 and 30 seconds. So higher interest rates supportive of the dollar. And that's all that I have for you, folks. I'll be back in the morning.